Hello, my name is Maria Carvalho. I am a social prescriber link worker at the charity Abbey People, delivering a health and employment project. And before this, I was a postdoc until 2019, and I did a couple of other jobs at the University of Cambridge. So my weeks are quite varied. I am delivering a pilot project working with people who are not in work due to health conditions in the Abbey and surrounding areas. So it will have a mix of one-to-one meetings with beneficiaries where I really take time to get to know their circumstances, their interests, their strengths, their experience, so that I can link them to the most appropriate opportunities based on what matters to them. We will be identifying barriers, trying to remove them, and when that's not possible, working around them so that I can help people fulfill their potential and return to some form of activity. That could be volunteering, it could be retraining, it could be work that is compatible with how their health impacts them. But there will also be a lot of meetings with other partners and stakeholders who are in the employment and training sector or local employers who approach that might have work experience, shadowing or mentoring opportunities bespoke to the participants that I'm working with. And there's also opportunities for me to go and do community engagement, like having a presence at our Abbey People Food Hub or going to other outreach events like a science fair, community consultations, etc., just to have conversations about disability, how it impacts people who are trying to retain or go into work. And so, yeah, it is very, very broad and varied. So I started out as a researcher, which I always thought would be my career. But as a postdoc, I slowly started falling out of love with basic research and studying something very um, precise. And I started seeking other opportunities to kind of like fill my cup and do something a bit more impactful. And that's how I stumbled upon volunteering, which is not a big thing in my country where I come from Portugal. I started volunteering for a charity called Food Cycle that runs a community meal with food that would otherwise be going to waste. And it kind of brought a lot of things together that I was very passionate about. And for the first time in my life, I had contact with people that were quite vulnerable and lonely, which I wouldn't have otherwise met. And I found that knowing how they take their coffee or how they or remembering what they told me the week before was so important to them. And it kind of inspired me to look more into a career in personalized care and in supporting individuals or a cause. I did more volunteering roles, including at Abbey People, which is the charity that I now work at. And yes, and it's been a great and very meaningful journey. I think my biggest tip would be to volunteer and try a few different charities and try to find ones that are aligned with your values and that have a mission that you identify with. And that is what I did. And I think if you're confident that that's the pathway you want to go to, don't be put off by a slightly lower salary, which might be the case. If you can afford it, it is very worth it for the meaning and the impact that you might have.